All right, so on to the Wobat 3s. Drop. Hi guys, welcome to my In the Bag. Some of you have asked for this. Vlogmas is a great time to do it, so let's get into my bag. Drop.
Drop.
Yep. All right, so first, the bag itself. Okay, if I'm over here.
Yep.
Boom. The bag itself is a grip, an early grip bag. I don't actually know what it is. It's a A13 or B13 or something, I'm not sure. But it's very special to me because my buddy Ed gave it to me. This bag will stay with me until it is just ripped to shreds. So, very good bag. It's held up a long time. Lots of room. Amazing. The best thing is that Ed gave it to me, for sure. So, cool. In the bag, let's start with putters. I actually usually carry two of these. I let Mikey borrow one yesterday, but I've been using the Link. It's got a sick little birdie stamp on it. I think that's Derek Fell, who owns Birdie. Cool stamp. I've got like 12 of these to practice with. I used to use KC Pros. These are similar, have a little more grip. I dig it. So that's my putting putter. I don't mind throwing them. And now into my throwing putters. First, a P2. This one doesn't get used much. I have to be at a very interesting distance for me to use this. I'll go to my suspect instead and I'll show you that. But yeah, P2, my overstable / stable putter. And then this is a Ace Race. I think it's called the Zeppelin. I always get it mixed up with the Zephyr, but this one's the Zeppelin. It's a very understable, very glidey putter from an Ace Race that was done back then. And I used to carry up like a beat up AVR, but they beat in super quick. So this I will use for a lot of up shots. I'll fan grip it for my forehand if I want to give it like a little run inside the woods or something like that. So nice flippy putter, tons of glide, nice slow turnover. That's what I'm using for that. If I could find something that did the same exact thing that was a little bit shallower, I'd go crazy for it. But I have a feeling that I'm not gonna find that. So that's there. That's my putters and my throwing putters. Then on to the mid-ranges. I'm just gonna go from the top here. This Buzz is one that my dad bought me a long time ago. You can see that it is totally beat to shreds. Total utility disc. Really nice for tight woods. If I want to give something like a good forehand run or I'm pinched and I just need something flippy that I can't put a lot of speed on, this thing will, I mean, you can't throw it full speed. The thing will hyzer flip into a roller, throwing full speed. So, but always good to have that utility in there. On to my other Buzz OS. On an old channel that I had, I reviewed this disc and I was like, dude, I've got to have it. It's so, I love flat mids for the forehand. I mean, overstable, it really fit a great slot. I can power up on it, and even if I, turn it over, even if I put it on a little bit ante to start, it'll come out of it. Love the Buzz OS. It comes out a lot, and just nice for shorter, 250-foot shots where I can just throw it at a good speed and know it's gonna come back. It saves a lot of strokes on the court. Suspect, old school Suspect, nice puddle top. I don't know if you guys can see it or not. Again, I'm a sucker for flat mids because my forehand, this thing used to be overstable and would just have a nice S-curve. Again, I used to play a lot of woods courses, but I can power up on this thing, and even if I turn it over a little bit, still at like 250, it's gonna come out of it. But if I want to get after something, it's basically a shorter rock, and I like the feel of it a lot better than a rock. I've always said that I thought that the first custom run of overthrow discs would be a Suspect because I just love the Suspect so much. A little shallower than his own, but a great speed. I mean, it gets used a bunch. It's really a comfort disc for me. Ooh, Wobat 3, here we go. So into the Wobat 3, I don't have the whole stack there. That was just for the intro. But The Wobat 3 has been a new addition to the bag. I got it because I was actually looking for some like backup Mako 3s. And so the Mako 3 for me is a nice, you know, slow turn. It's not like my beat up rock. I guess I might as well show that. It's not like my beat up rock where it'll turn and then, you know, have that late stability and come out of it. This thing will just keep turning and keep riding and land soft. It's really, this thing does not fade at all. And so originally I didn't think there was much use in having like a beat up rock and a Mako 3. But after I play with it a bit more, it's just nice to have something that will continue to finish. And even if it comes back, it's gonna push forward at the end. So super good to have the Mako 3 in my bag. This was the disc that I would give beginners in rounds if they were playing with like a destroyer. And I had a bunch of backups of these. So I play with somebody, they've got like a destroyer and it's just hooking on here, you know, try this. And they try it and of course it does better for them. And so at the end of it, I just say, you know, keep it. Because I had a bunch of backups. Now I don't have a bunch of backups of this. So I'm like, man, I was searching the website for like my giveaway disc. Basically, I like to carry a disc that I'm not too attached to. It used to be my KC Pros, and I just give because I had a bunch of practice putters, so I just give them away. Then I dwindled down on those, and then I started giving away the Mako 3s. Now I'm dwindling down on the Mako 3s. I'm like, what in the world can I get? And so I had thrown the Star Wobat 3 and knew it was a great disc, and you know had nice flip even at low speed, so really glidey. So we got a bunch of these because giveaway. Do you want me to wait?
Dude, that is the loudest thing I've ever, it's filling up the whole sky.
If you have not tried a Wobat 3, it's well worth a try, I think. This actually flies like a beat up rock to me. New rocks have some stability and then you have to take a while to beat them in. This, out of the box, gives you a little bit of flip and loads of glide. So when I saw them on the website, this is just DX. But yeah, got a bunch.
This is just DX, but yeah.
But it's great. It's a great feel. I mean, a lot of people have their, you know, mids.
They feel amazing.
Yeah, it's a good plastic. A lot of people
disc,
like baseline plastic for their mids because of the feel. So, feels good. This is definitely my giveaway disc. So I just keep cycling these back in the bag and keep giving them away, and hopefully I don't get through all 50 too soon. If so, I might end up buying something else. I think we are going to do an overthrow run of these at some point. So if you're watching and you're from Innova, hit us up. That brings us on to a KC Pro Rock that I've had in my bag for a long time. You can see it's a 2006 disc. This is one of the pumpkin runs that they did for Halloween. I love it. This is one of those discs that you just really hate to lose. I almost lost it at a L'Oreal Park not too long ago. Super dependable on the flip up. It's just really nice to have in the woods if I need something that'll pop up. But again, since it's a rock, it has that stability at the end. If I, you know, am not trying to throw it like over 300, the thing's just gonna, you know, pop up and might turn a little bit, but it has that dependable fade at the end. It's really good to have. Rock 3, this is a 2-time Rock 3. Paul McBeast. Doesn't get thrown much because, like I said, I have the Suspect. And so with the Rock 3, it's if I need just a touch, it's really kind of a niche slot. If I need just a touch more distance than my Suspect, but a very similar line, I can use this. Yeah, but I'll generally go for the Suspect. Fairway Drivers. Boom. My favorite slot, actually. I love Fairway Drivers. Firebirds. Flat top Firebird from my buddy Aaron. This is kind of a typical Firebird. We'll go straight, right at the end. I could throw it if I want a little more distance off of a Firebird, but still want it to go right basically the whole time, or like not have it turn over. Versus this one, which is a nice, which has been in my bag forever, a nice flat and firm, or FAF Firebird. Super flat. This thing used to be just the most beefiest of beefcakes. So I used to, I mean, this thing, if you threw like a max distance forehand, used to start turning after, or I mean, used to start fading after like 200 feet. It's a little straighter now, but still more overstable than this one here. So if I need the beef, I go for it. I would really like to have a couple more of these, or something that flies just a touch more, or just like these were brand new. If you know this run, then you know this run. Brick hard. Great great disc for, you know, if you're gonna do, it's a great get out of jail disc. Long turnover Tommies, just, you know, max distance Tommies for me, max distance forehand rollers for me. Overstable will get you straight a little longer, so it's a good utility to have there. This is a Star Thunderbird. It is 167 grams, doesn't really matter to me. I don't go crazy about weights. If it feels good, I'll find a use for it. This thing is beefy. Doesn't get used much because it's just a little longer than my Firebirds, but this thing is beefy for a Star Thunderbird. I use it sometimes if I feel like I want a little longer of a Firebird. So, but know that it's gonna have a lot of fade, so a little flex line or something like that. Might be used backhand if I just want it to go and stick. G-Star Thunderbird, straight, little flip up for me. I had this in the bag for a long time. Won these at an event. So I've had 2 of these. One's gone now, it's in Boston. It's at Maple Hill. So, but yeah, nice little flip up. Here's a Leopard 3. I'm trying out, I desperately need flippy fairway slots. And my buddy Dan did the work on this and sent it to me. And I'm trying it, no offense Dan, it's just the disc, but it's a little slick for me. I do not like how slick this plastic is. Probably not staying in the bag once I find a suitable replacement. This one's pretty straight actually with just a barely touch of flip. I've got some flippy fairway drivers coming in to try out for these slots here. You can see this is pretty thin. I usually like to carry, you know, more than that. So everything I have here, I don't have anything that's really flips over yet. So if you guys want to see me work through adding and finding that fairway slot in my bag, that flippy fairway, which I desperately need right now, let us know in the comments and we will film the process on that. But this is still a good disc because it's actually the straightest that I have of the others and just pushes, but I know it's gonna fade because it's not broken in yet. All right, Wraiths. I found this bad boy at Play It Again. It's got a nasty chunk out of it, and I said, you're coming home with me, because you just can't leave a beat-in Wraith like that. I don't know if it's legal or not. Doesn't matter. It says it was originally 169, so with the shaving, it's probably closer to like 165. But I love it. I love my Wraiths. I got a pre-flight number Wraith here, and this one's just a beat-in 12 time. Pre-flight number is a just long Firebird. Basically, is what this one acts like for me, and this is my go-to. Feels great in the hand for me if I just want kind of a standard, you know, either hyzer line or a flat line that's gonna hyzer out at the end, and I just want good, decent distance, controlled distance. It's not gonna go as left or right on the movement as my drivers, but really versatile disc for me. I use it a lot. I love this. I lost its twin just in an open field, and I swear somebody stole it because we were looking for so long. But yeah, pre-flight number Wraith. I don't think the Wraith will come out of my bag probably ever. And then this beefy guy, same thing, but if I want a little flip or I want it to turn over, same deal. Domey as it gets, so loads of glide. The Wraith is just a great disc. I was throwing Wraiths just as far as destroyers for a while, so if you're trying to figure out distance and your destroyers aren't going that far, disc down to the Wraith and see what happens. I should say I've got a lot of Innova here, but I'm not like brand loyal, obviously, with everything that you've seen. Now, drivers, destroyers, all of them. Now, the Wraiths technically are drivers as well, but it's kind of a tweener category. Different stages of wear. Beefy boy, turnover, in a headwind, it's probably coming back. So I've got the beefy beef. I've got this one that was from when I was on team, stays in my bag. It's about a level different. There's probably actually a lot of overlap between this one and the next one, which is also one that my buddy Dan did for me. So there's probably a lot of overlap. I haven't done enough work to see kind of the stability difference, but in my mind, this one's one less stable than this white one because this white one used to be beefy, but it's got years of wear in it. So now it's kind of like I can throw it in a headwind and know that it might turn a little, but it'll come back. So this one's just, it's got to go left and far in a headwind. And this one's, it can turn a bit in a headwind, and I'll use it that way. This one is just distance, kind of a distance ante line for me. It's not so crazy overstable, but if I need something, I got a bit of room and I want to work it, you know, right to left, I'll go with this one. And then we get into my next. This is a pre-flight number 1. It's been in my bag for a long time. It used to be just my straight one. I could throw in a headwind straight. Now it's beat in to where it's a nice hyzer flip for me. And so in a tailwind, this is probably, like in just a normal tailwind, this is probably my go-to one to flip up and go, and then finish left. And if the headwind's not crazy enough, but I need some distance, I'll throw this one and know that it'll turn a little bit and I can still get some distance out of it. But it's gotta be a pretty moderate headwind for that, or else this thing will turn over and cruise. And then my flippiest one in my bag now, sad day, because I actually had one that was beat, that is just like stupid. I had the yellow one that you guys saw in the fieldwork video. Maybe you saw in the fieldwork video, that used to go, like I could throw it like this and it would go and turn into a roller in neutral conditions. I left that one on a fairway. Stupid, I know. And I'm looking for a replacement for that as well, because it was just such a utility disc. But this one in a tailwind, it's gotta be a pretty good tailwind. It will pop and still flip over a bit and then come out. In a headwind, no chance I'm throwing this. Just does not happen. It's flippy like that. Yeah, this is like just neutral. If I'm throwing kind of like just a moderate distance, somewhere between probably, you know, 350 or just over 400, I can kind of just do a smooth throw with this and know that, okay, it's gonna pop up a little bit, but it's still gonna come back. Versus, you know, if I got a crank on one, that's what I'm gonna use this one for, is I'm gonna crank on it and know that it'll still come back. So that's it. I've got a lot of destroyers. Mikey got me a Christmas gift, and it's this electronic hand warmer. So we don't have to keep using, put in the pocket, so I don't have to keep using these like one-offs. You can see I've got one left in this packy. I always keep it in there. But yeah, so now I've got this electronic hand warmer so that I don't have to keep littering the earth. Shout out to Jesse. With just one-off uses. This thing recharges, got a sick USB port. We'll probably put it in the comments below because it makes a nice little gift, but this thing is warm right now. So it is nice. Yeah, and then other things, you can see I've still got this in there from when we traveled to go see Simon, which is pretty cool. Didn't even know it was in there. But yeah, that's basically my in the bag. I've got like a little towel, little lacrosse ball. Who knows, maybe this will turn into a disc retriever at some point. There's usually a bag tag on here with not such a great number. I've got to go look and see what that is. I think I took it off my bag before we went to Boston. That's my in the bag. For those of you who were really interested and watched all this, I'm flattered beyond all reason. I'm just kind of a normal guy, but this is what I'm throwing. What I'm looking for is I need a flippy fairway slot, and I need a very, very flippy high speed. And then I need the disc that goes 600 feet. When I find that one, it's game over. Yeah, Mikey's gonna do his in the bag. So if you wanna see what Mikey's throwing and why he's throwing it, check out his in the bag. That one's gonna be crazy awesome. Outro, thanks for tuning in. Vlogmas day like 23 or something like that.
22.
Vlogmas day 22 complete. Hope you enjoyed. We'll catch you next time. Peace out.